DM drops his knife on his foot, and his foot's now impaled to the ground, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back.
Welcome.
Woo! It's been a couple of days. Let me.
Shit on the M shirt.
Yeah. Oh, I have nothing to blame on you, sir. This was wow. Was this a week? So, hi guys. Dinner and a game here. The features overfloweth this week. My PC, the broadcast PC, crapped out on Monday, and I had to do a full restore on it. Still don't know what I did, but it's obviously got to be my fault because I'm the only one who's allowed to touch this machine. And it crapped out, and I've been mad scrambling to load everything back on it and get everything up and operational in time for tonight. And as you can see, things still aren't perfect because Rome's cam is a little bit off, but I'm going to fix it right now. But we've got most everything functioning. I am pretty sure that we can go ahead and go forward with tonight in our usual amount of safety. But this is a dinner and a game, and tonight we will be playing our D&D 5e campaign called Kingdoms of Mist. This is a homebrew campaign with a homebrew world that we are going to be exploring with you guys. And we are going to be launching this with an incredible cast of people who I will introduce you to right now. First off, we have Milagros. Milagros, would you like to tell people who you are and where they can find you on the interwebs?
Yes! Hi everybody, I'm Milagros. I can be found at the username FountainPenFem almost everywhere, and my finals are over, which means that's it. It's over for you hoes. I have so much stuff coming. I'm launching my YouTube channel. I'm relaunching my TikTok, especially now that there are captions. So I don't have to spend hours captioning my educational videos, so there's going to be a ton of that stuff. But most of my stuff is going to be writing education. I think that the tools to be able to be a great storyteller should be accessible to everyone. And as someone who is about to finish a bachelor's degree in writing in about a year, I'm just going to spend all of my time snitching on that degree and giving you guys all of the useful information that's come out of it. And I am so excited to start sharing that. So much stuff is coming up. So you can check out my link tree. It's in the chat, and follow me all over the place. I'll be posting stuff very soon.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be coming soon. We're gonna be working that out and getting that up and going. So if you want to follow Milagros, like she said, her link tree is in the chat. Just click on that, and you can find everything that she has going right now. But we do have another person to introduce, and that is Mr. Sphinx.
Hey, I'm Sphinx Akasha, also known as Circle DM on TikTok. I can be found at Sphinx Akasha just about everywhere else. I am a musician, dungeon master, and just all around bard. Um, I run a D&D live play podcast called Agents of the Circle. So please check that out. It's all in my link tree, along with everywhere else you can find and contact me. So yeah, happy to be here. Let's get some dice rolling.
And next we have Rob. Rob, I understand that the pillars of heaven have been shook because you have social media of some kind now.
Ew.
Holy moly!
And you have a TikTok account, I think.
I do know. So yeah, pretty much at this point, you can find me at blessed_com or just blessed_com. And for now, so far there are no videos, but hopefully I'll be trying to like upload some things. I don't know if I will, but it's there. It exists.
Yeah.
You do not have to follow it. No reason.
We need Aeomism.
You know, Aeomism.
Yes.
Aeom is me.
And I will do my best to get your stuff into the Nightbot before the end of the show. But for now, I can put up at least that. Yes, Foxrider, he did get social media, and it is a thing, and you know what that means. Everyone in hell is much cooler. And of course, we have our two wandering chaositicians from Obliviously Adventurous. We have RJ. RJ, how are you doing today, sir?
And I think it's all you today.
So I'm RJ. That's Rome. We participate and run Obliviously Adventurous over on Facebook, which is being streamed over there while this is being streamed over here. Feel free to stop by. We play a lot of shenanigan games. We have a D&D session Sunday nights, which will be Monday this week, for where we literally do our best to drive our DM crazy. And this started because we told Ray that we could drive him crazy, and he is attempting to prove us wrong. That is exactly where this brainchild started from. So we are obviously adventurous, hanging out with our game.
Quickly you got together this world.
Yes. You get a high five for that. And we adventure obliviously wherever the adventure takes us. This
There you
week,
go.
it's Kingdom of the Mist.
So, thank you very much, gentlemen. Now, at Dinner and a Game, we always try and do everything we can to promote other streamers and other shows, because other creators, because that's what it is to be a small creator in this forum, in this space. We have to support each other. We have to do everything we can, and joint ventures like this help get the word out. You know, if I can do anything to help Milagros or Sphinx bring more people to their content, I mean, I love these guys. They're great creators. It's something that I want to encourage. We're not going to bring people on the show that we do not, want to support fully. So that being said, Dinner and a Game has several shows that we're running right now. We have this show on Wednesday nights. On Friday nights, like this Friday, we have the Lab Experiments in Gaming, which Rob is also a cast member on. And they're going to be continuing to play their game of Fall of Magic, which is an amazing indie RPG that is created by Heart of the Unicorn Studios and was designed by a man named Ross Cowman, who is actually playing the game with the cast of the Lab Experiments in Gaming. Yep. And that's going to be happening on this Friday. But on alternate Fridays, because that's only every 2 weeks, we have a show called Dinner Conversations. And Dinner Conversations tackles subjects that are near and dear to our heart in the gaming community and the geek community as well at large. I think I haven't really decided on the next subject yet, so we'll get to that later this week. But if you want to help us decide on what the subject is, or what you'd like to see us talk about on Dinner Conversations, you can join our Discord. I just spelled Discord wrong.
Discard?
Discard. Check out discard.
Are you sure you're not the one that just woke up?
No, I just suck at spelling.
Isn't it neat?
This fish is amazing.
This fish is
Look at
amazing.
discard.
God, no. Our first fucking saying is discard. I quit.
Ray, no.
First shirt is discard. Oh god. Anyway, all right. So actually, we have shirts. But if
Now
you
we have a new shirt.
yeah, we have a new shirt.
Just,
But if you guys want to support any of the shows that Dinner and a Game produces, you can go ahead and you can do it in myriad of different ways. The easiest way is subscribe here on Twitch. If you subscribe here on Twitch, you'll be able to see our VODs because they'll be posted up onto Twitch. And if you do want to subscribe here on Twitch, there's a really easy and technically a way you're already paying for to do so. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free Twitch subscription to use a month, and we would be honored if you use it for us. You go to the website, you go into that, and you find the way to do you find the actual setup for it on Twitch, and it walks you through the process of setting up on the actual channel and everything. And once you get that done, you have to do it yourself monthly. Unfortunately, I really apologize for that. There is actually nothing we can do about that, but we do have a little reminder set up to go ahead and make sure that you are reminded to do that every month. Now, all this comes at no cost to you because you already have Amazon Prime. You're already paying for it. You can also support us by going to our Patreon. That is another way to support us, and it gets you special titles in our Discord chat and access to special chat rooms. And you also get some items that are in the higher levels that will be sent out to you as well. And of course, if you want to support us by and actually represent us, we do have shirts, hats, T-shirts, everything. We set up a little print-on-demand store. If you guys want to rep us out, all the proceeds from the print-on-demand go into supporting the stream and just helping us cover costs and stuff like that. But other than all that, if you also want to take part and discuss things with us and come in and see what we're working on, and our Discord server is really active, and we have a lot of things. Like, I drop lore for Kingdoms of Mist in the Discord server first. And I drop it out so people can actually read it. And number one, check my writing because I'm really bad. And then also,
Hey.
and also so they can get the lore dumps first. This is all going to be going towards a supplement that I'm writing for this world, and it's all going to be going towards that. So if you want to join our Discord, please do. We'd love to have you. The more the merrier. And this is basically what we came in this to do, is make a community that is all about the game itself. So other than that, I mean, it's basically time to get down to brass tacks, I think.
Yay, yay.
Let us do one thing.
I
real
rolled for
fast.
recap.
All right.
You gonna do the recap, sir?
Correct.
I'm willing to. Last
Go.
week was actually pretty easy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Last
We
week
had
we had a very
3 hours
a very interesting incidents happen. Last week I live in Fort Worth, Texas, and last week Fort Worth was hit by a massive supercell storm, and we literally had to stop the show so my wife and my kids and I could go hide in my office right here up against that fireplace behind me, because that entire wall is brick. It's just wood paneled over, because there was literally softball size hail and my car is beaten to shit, and it was bad, and we didn't know if we were going to hit by a tornado or not. Luckily enough, we didn't, and we're all still alive. But there was a leak in my roof. What?
We are very glad for that.
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, definitely. Oh my god.
Jess and your kids. So
Yes.
Was terrifying.
Yeah, I might be upset. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get started with the recap. RJ, if you would like to do the honors, I'd be happy to let you.
Of course. So we started last session wrapping up camp from after we had buried the bandits and the trolls that had come after us. Started making our way towards the city, and were met along the road by what appeared to be a patrol
Sorry, can I
from
pause
the
for a
city.
Apparently,
looking-
they can't really hear me or Rome.
Okay, I'll take care of that. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but yeah,
Oh, you're
Nobody
good.
wants to hear me.
we all. Want
So they basically came down to verify that we were not helping those that attacked us. Apparently, they were people who have gone against the ways of the city and are frowned upon because of the deeds that they're having to resort to, which is attack people along the road for food and materials and so on and so forth. After they left, the driver that was sitting with Sphinx carried on a conversation with him that was allegedly somebody got caught a while back, and I don't remember exactly what he said, but along the lines of they took all this stuff and there was issues when he got to the city with the guards. We got into the city.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I said I think they're still awaiting trial, if I remember that right.
Yeah, they are.
And it was like a month or so ago. So we got into the city and basically bid our farewells to the caravan itself, or we're in the process of bidding our farewells to the caravan, when Ray got attacked by a thunderstorm and a tornado, and that's where we basically called it for the week.
Yep, that was pretty much that's a very good synopsis. So basically, you guys were in the portion of the city that is kind of where all the traders come in and the wagon trains come in. As I described it, it's just on the interior wall of the city, and it is basically about a 400 yard wide by about 400 yard long by about 75 yards wide open area on the other side of the wall. And wagon trains pull into this, and they park and pull around. And there are drovers they basically get all the items out of the wagons, and then the people who are waiting on the supplies and the items come up, and they bring up they pick up their items and their orders from the drovers. And as the items go out, the drovers mark them off on their invoices, of course, and then the people who take the items transport them into the city, into different locations. And as I described the city is kind of on a big slope that goes up towards what is a cliff face overlooking the ocean. And this slope goes up to probably about from flat to about a 25-degree angle. So it gets really steep up near the cliff face. So a lot of the buildings are built in steps as they come down the hill. So, and because of this, and because of the way the cliffs are, the city kind of looks like a hand reaching out into the ocean, with the 5 fingers going out, and then there is a big open flat area that takes up the majority of where the people live. But on each one of the fingers of the cliff that goes out over the ocean, there is a different district located in those fingers. The mercantile district, the governmental district, everything like that. So each one of the fingers is unique. The one thing that is true about all the fingers is that in between the fingers are the skyports. Now, the skyports are there for the airships where they come in to unload cargo and passengers. Now, directly below the cliff face, where down at the ocean level, there is almost a sub-city down below. Now, the cliffs are only about 100 feet high, okay, from the ocean surface. But on the beach below this, there is a huge there's actually a decent area out from the cliffs that's actually a small sandbar, large sandbar, and there is a city that's built below there. It's built up on stilts because of the tides and everything like that. But it is the processing city for all the fishing that comes through there, and a cargo dock, because there is still a lot of trade done by the ocean on this particular planet. There is a lot of coastline. Basically, almost the entire southern hemisphere is a giant ocean, and and the name of the planet is Altaras. Alatras. And basically the ocean is a huge resource for them, and they are it provides a large portion of the proteins that they ingest. They farm seaweed for paper and other products, as well as as another food source. So there's a lot of industry that happens from the ocean itself, and this is probably one of the largest sea docks as well. So you guys come into town, and you, like you said, you're saying goodbye to the drovers when we had to break off. You guys, what was your intent after you came here? You know you were supposed to come here, but what was your intent?
I gotta go home.
You gotta go.
I snuck out.
I thought you were from.
Adventure.
I thought you were from the other place. Good Lord, I can't even remember the name of it now. Lagos, I need your notes.
Which one?
The previous city we were just in. My brain is not working. I've been juggling.
No, she was.
She was from the capital.
Capital.
Yeah, we were making our way back to the capital because
capital.
her father is
Okay.
part of the council,
Yeah,
Oh,
or
gotcha.
something along those lines.
yeah. He works with the government.
Gotcha.
I think the way that we had actually headed was Grumpock, Val, and I were heading to sell off the bits of Boulay,
That's right.
and Aom and Utopia were going to see her parents
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And where was Val going?
with us.
I'm
With
going
us.
with Grandpa and Josh.
Oh yes, we're splitting the party. That's right.
We need that
Oh, boy.
magical tongue. Take that how you will.
All right. So you guys start heading out. First off, we'll tackle the sales portion first because you're gonna have to go a little ways to get to your family's residence, Utopia. So you guys start heading out. The first thing you notice is that there are a lot of traders and goods here that kind of match what you're trying to unload. There's a lot of traders and exotic goods here. They basically come through and they set up wares and tents. And in these little circles, and as people come through, it kind of ends up turning into a pretty much a large bazaar. So you're walking through, and you do see a couple of there's where are you going to try and unload this? What's your objective? Because there's a couple of dealers in exotic meats. There's a couple of dealers in exotic leathers, exotic armor pieces, weapons, and stuff like that.
We didn't take hardly any of the meat off the boule. We left most of that carcass behind. We did take the leather, which Val expressed interest in having something created with the leather. We did take the skull plate, which I am in the process of turning into a shield for Rome, or excuse me, Shugash. That's going to take some getting used to. And then I have the scales, which I really haven't decided what I'm doing with yet.
Gotcha. So
and I also have the claws from it as well.
yes. So what were you going to actually try and sell then?
Probably try and sell the claws, and maybe see if we could barter some of the scales to have what Val wants done, which I'm not sure what he wanted out of it. Was it just a set of leather armor?
He wants a
Yeah,
belt
some leather armor.
and a belt.
Oh, definitely a belt. The belt's more cosmetic.
All right.
Yeah.
More cosmetic, yeah. So
You had
That's for me
mentioned
being
previ-
vindictive against that freaking boule. But yeah, our armor would be choice.
And you had mentioned... Go ahead.
I was saying, I do believe Val even yelled, "I'm gonna make a belt out of you, you bitch," or something like that during the fight.
That's why I said that is in the
That's pretty
note.
much
He
exactly
definitely
what I
said
said.
that. He said Daddy needs a new belt.
All right, so you guys head out. You begin browsing the wares. You have a couple of likely marks for people who are doing things and crafting things using natural substances. One of them is a person, a leather worker, who seems to use a lot of exotic materials. Like he's got a full set of scale mail made from purple worm scales that it says it's acid resistant. So he's got all kinds, and that's probably the most expensive item he has in the shop. The price tag on it doesn't have a price tag on it, and but it's on a rack and it is chained to his cart.
Fair enough.
So but purple worms do, Fox Rider. But anyway, so he's probably the best person to sell this stuff to. He has like a set of fighting fists that have the claws from a not a standard grizzly bear, but the claws of a giant grizzly.
Oh.
Pretty
Interesting.
nice very own.
True.
So you guys gonna approach him?
Yeah.
All right. You guys come walking up. He is sitting on a bench and he is working out. He's cutting some very dark colored leather, and he's cutting it along a pattern with obviously an insanely sharp blade. And as you guys walk up, he kind of steps up and he wipes his hands off on a piece of on a rag hanging from his belt. He's got a leather apron on, and he comes walking up and he's like, "And how can I help you, noble sirs?" He's human. He's probably in his early 50s. He has got the strong arms of a man who works with his hands a lot. His hands and wrists are kind of like they got scars all over them from knife slips and stuff like that while he's skinning. And and his skin on his hands is like all different colors because the same dyes he uses to cure his leathers can cure your skin as well. So. His hands are multicolored at best. So he kind of So he kind of waves you over, and he's like, he kind of looks you both over, and he's like, "You seem to wear heavier armor than I'm used to, but the gentleman behind you could probably do with this." And he goes over to the purple worm armor, and he says, "Right here." He says, "If you ever have an encounter with one of these creatures, you'll understand why you need this. The man who brought me their skins had been swallowed whole and was horribly disfigured from the acid, but his friends managed to get him out, and they took this hide as vengeance. I made him a set of it, and he gave me the rest, and I made a single separate set from that." He says, "It's incredibly supple, it's incredibly lightweight." He says, "And it will protect you from the rigors and damages of being swallowed by a giant creature, at least for a time."
I can see how that would be useful, but I believe that would count as scale mail, yeah.
Actually, I said scale mail incorrectly. It should be hide.
Okay, that's still a greater armor than Wallenstein is capable of wearing.
He puts it on just.
He says, "So Val, do you go up to touch it or anything?"
I will go up. I won't touch it, but I'll take a close look at it.
All right. So you go up and take a close look at it, and the first thing you notice about it is it's as thick as hide armor, right? But as you're sitting there, as you walk up to it, the gentleman walks over with you, and he's like, I understand what you say. I don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking hide armor does not move, does not bend. It's way too rigid. But I have a secret." And he reaches out and he literally just flexes the blessed plate. And he flexes it back out. He says, "It moves just like leather."
Interesting.
He says, "It does have more weight than leather, but it's as supple as leather." He says, "I can make you a good deal. I've had it for a time. It is one of my trademark items. And it is worth its weight in gold."
And how much gold would that be?
True.
Currently, I have it marked at 5,000.
Whew. That's a hefty fee, my friend.
It is a piece of art as well as a piece of armor.
I mean, it is quite beautiful to behold, but surely 5,000 gold, my word.
Well, as I said, I've had it for a time. I had a noble who was eyeing it quite a bit, but I think his lady wife pulled the purse strings, as it were. He says, I don't know how live we're going to be. Guys, hi.
I mean, if all else fails and we keep crashing, we can just kick it over to our side and there for this week.
Let's see.
We live on Facebook now.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Rome, you were very quiet through that.
You have to turn me up on VP, but he's not quiet as you get.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Basically filter out a nuclear bomb.
Nuclear bombs are bombs.
Damn, you don't say.
Hey, Rome, you're in the Kingdom of Mist as a GM.
Am I in as you?
Yep.
I'm in Shugat. I'm in as me.
Yeah, but Shugash has GM access right now.
Yeah. Shugat always has GM access.
But it won't let me in.
You should. I'm in as Shugat, not Game Master. I'll log out.
Yeah, he is in his Sugash. I can see it on the joint thing.
Yeah, as long as you join as Game Master, it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right. I need to reload my Who's a What's It.
Who's a what's it?
That's right.
Is that like a whatchamacallit?
It is, but it's just a slight bit
All right,
smaller.
I'm
than
back
what
in,
you
Rome.
call it.
What about the
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
The
what she tells you, right?
the whatchamadoogle?
Oh, no, that's the thingamajigger.
Oh, that's the thingamajigger?
Yeah.
Where'd the dongle go though?
Well, the dongle can go in either the thingamajigger or the whatchamacallit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm saying.
I was so lost.
Are you in now, Ray?
What was that, Rome?
Are you in?
Yes, I'm in. I am in. I'm in it to win it, sir.
Much to her approval.
Me and Rome are all very quiet.
That's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me.
No from
All right, I gotta turn. I haven't even gotten to turning the mic volume up yet. So let's go do that next.
Honestly, Foxfighter, though, I feel like that's going to be a true statement across the board.
Yep.
Sphinx, Rob, and Rome are all very quiet compared to Milagros and RJ.
What?
I'm a hail. It's in my blood. I'm
Like-
gonna be.
That's a true statement in real life, too, like, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, like
I'm quite good.
literally, I was gonna be a vocalist before this, so I had better be loud. I swear to God.
You need projection is a thing.
I
You
was
must
gonna go to Berklee
project.
School of Music.
Oh, that was going to be my alma mater, too.
Yeah, I went for the 5-week performance program, and a couple of professors were like, "I'll see you in a couple years, right?" And I was like, "Totally," and then went to writing school. Betrayed all of them.
Too bad.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. Like, you're coming next year, right? And I'm like, I hope so. If you give me enough money.
Literally.
And then they didn't.
Yeah,
they
and
didn't.
so it's like, and whose fault is that? Like,
Yeah, I wound up seeing that like same professor years later at a show I did in, I want to say, not Boston. It was just outside of Boston at Clark College. And it's like,
oh my God!
what are you guys doing here?
That's so cool.
Clark was one of the schools I visited. I didn't end up going though.
Oh man, it's a nice campus.
It is.
I was very, very like, oh, I've heard of this school, but I never bothered to even look it up. But wow, this is nice.
No, like, it's really nice.
I just rock community colleges for most of my stuff. I didn't want to spend the money.
That is so valid.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's so incredibly valid. Very smart. My little sister, the only reason she's going to a private art school is because they basically gave her a free ride.
Ooh.
Nice.
I may have actually finished a doctorate at that point.
Which, like, as they should, because she doesn't need them. And they recognized that when they saw her portfolio. They were like, ah, shit.
We want you.
Because what they want to do is, like, be able to take credit. Because, like, regardless of if she goes to school or not, she's going to get really fucking good in the next 4 years. So they want to be able to be like, oh, that's because of us.
We
like,
did
no,
that.
it's because her mom's an oil painter, and she came out the womb with, like, a crayon in her hand. Like,
Nice. Like, let me paint my surroundings immediately.
Yeah, no, literally. Like,
Shit.
There's a lot of red around.
Oh my goodness. That reminds me of this manga that I read a while back called Blade of the Immortal. And one of the characters that the main guy meets is the samurai who's given up the life to become a painter. But he's on the search for like the right color red, and a fight breaks out like outside of his home, and the main character and a bunch of other people are fighting, and some blood splashes on his canvas, and at first he's all pissed like, oh god, no, and it's like, wait, no, that's it.
Beautiful,
That's the
right?
color red that I was looking for.
oh my god.
And so he joins in the fight to kill a bunch of people just so he can harvest their blood to use as paint. Like, oh man.
Shit.
The Alfar and the Dwarf series do the same. They literally paint
Oh,
canvases
yeah!
with their victims' blood.
And their skin too, yeah. Oh my
They
god.
have a tower built out of bone, and
I totally forgot about that.
yeah,
That's
great
hilarious.
series.
Yeah, holy crap.
He's actually done like 2 or 3 books from the Alfar's perspective now too.
Oh, I've not seen
Yeah,
those.
he's like,
Okay.
I think he's put the 5th book out for the dwarves.
Yep.
Um,
Man, I have to look.
and then, which I haven't done the 5th book yet. And then the Alfar, because technically the Alfar comes after, I think, book 3.
Yeah.
And it's
Got all
like,
your shit from mangas and books, and mine came from a comic book. And probably well before most of yours. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac in the early 90s.
Oh
There's a comic series where
man.
he murders people because he likes the color of the red on his walls, and it dries out and it turns brown and it pisses him off. So he
So he
murders
has to
somebody
go
else.
kill
to
more
paint that.
people.
Like,
Yeah,
that
well,
I
is
remember
his
Johnny.
driving force.
I remember Johnny.
Yeah,
Like,
that
fresh
is
blood
his
doesn't
driving
stay that
force
color.
Yeah.
of murder is because the color red paints his walls the best that he's ever seen.
Oh man.
And it's an
Wow.
amazing comic series.
So
Oh,
we,
I haven't read
Flows
that.
better on the canvas.
Sorry, Art.
we have a new issue.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
It will
Oh.
not. It will not display a Foundry. It will not find it.
Do you have Foundry on its own window?
Huh?
Is it
Yeah.
on a main display on it? Then do instead of doing your source as a grab, do it as a screen share or display share.
Yeah, but I use that screen. I'm not going to be able to frickin' just ignore it
Oh.
and not touch it again. I'll constantly flip
spoiled.
it over. All right. I don't
Yeah,
know.
It's Foundry's literally just my main screen. I don't have
Alright.
another tab open, so
All right, so let's do this.
did you try creating the source?
Wait a
That's weird,
minute.
It doesn't find it. It doesn't actually. You can't double click on it and go and pick the source. I know you're on OBS, but you should still have that control.
No, I'm on Streamlabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I'm-
back on Streamlabs? Then
Yeah.
you definitely have that control. So if you go down to your, where the hell did I put it? Your game capture, double click on it, you should be able to pick the EXE. So yeah, on the scene, go down to what I'm sure it says Foundry or Game Capture. If you double click on it,
Where am I double clicking though?
on the in the sources folder, you're clicking on the source for your Game Capture.
It is
So I
not.
have something fun for all you art nerds.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
Here for it.
I'm very
Let's
interested.
tell me now.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
What?
that's some crazy detail.
That
All
is
the little
cool
things.
as hell.
What's it of? Like I know like the dragon and everything, but is there like a theme?
All right.
I don't think you can hear us. He took off his
Looks like
headphones.
an
Oh,
old,
okay.
monster manual. Can you not figure it out? Ray?
It allowed me selecting game capture. It's not displaying the game capture screen at all.
So if you double click it, you pick the file.
Like when I select game capture from the sources, nothing highlights on my screen.
Then delete the source and remake a new game capture. Something fucked up with Streamlabs when it crashed.
So yeah, that's essentially.
All right, guys, we will get you both fixed as soon as possible and be back up.
All right.
My guys know how this goes. Twitch, welcome to streaming with OA.
It's basically a depiction of Revelations.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that makes
That
sense.
makes a lot of
Lamb
sense.
of God, you've got the succubus.
Yeah.
You've got
Be
the
right back,
four
guys.
horsemen.
And my stream deck is still not working for some reason.
Fuck it!
All right.
All right, let's get this up and launched. Okay, there's that. Now let's try. It's working now. All right, Stream Deck's working again. Yay! All right, ladies and gentlemen. So back to the game. So we basically had you guys were talking to the guy, negotiating. He came down from 5,000 to 3,000,
which we still don't have.
which you still don't have. I
Yeah.
need Sphinx. Make me a perception check.
Oh,
Perception? Okay.
Yes. Perception or Arcana, whichever one's higher.
ooh,
Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be Arcana.
Go for it.
ooh.
Wee.
And the dice
Damn it!
rolls.
An 11.
An 11 is enough to tell one thing.
Oh,
Because it is quite obvious from the way the material is and from the quality of workmanship, and because you can just feel the presence of it. There is enchantments upon this armor.
Interesting.
It is magical.
oh.
Magical armor would be nice. It would be even better if I could actually wear hide armor.
You know that magic enchantments can bestow a bunch of interesting properties on items.
Sure.
Okay.
So
I don't know. The way Ray's pushing this, I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm very suspicious.
It's easy 3,000. 3,000, come on.
Extremely suspicious. He's
Yeah.
really pushing this hard.
There's no way we can afford this armor.
We
Exactly.
could steal it.
No.
and there goes somebody.
And cause a international incident.
Oh my god. We
I
just
love how
got to the
monks
city
first
30
respond.
seconds ago.
And it's the monk's first response.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
got the monk's first response. Sticky fingers.
I mean,
Steal the
Ray
thing.
clearly wants us to have this item.
Oh
Literally.
no! I'm just upselling because you know.
Oh, sure. Sure you are.
There's
We
something
could talk
about
about
this
it.
item.
Totally.
Probably.
Let me take a look at something here in my spell list.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh.
Let's see.
He's looking at the spell list, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna look at the at the salesperson very suspiciously. Why are you so intent on selling me this piece of armor?
He kind of stops and he looks around. He says, "Okay, look. So business hasn't been the best in the past few weeks, and I may need to get a good inflow of cash, a considerable amount." He says, either I can sell this armor to you, or I'm going to have to find some way else to get the money. He says, so, you know, you look like adventurers, and often adventurers, when they come into town, are flush with cash. So I figure I would take a shot.
Ouch.
It is fantastic that you would think so highly of us, but we are what is the word? Neophytes.
What does that mean?
It means we're new. We're new.
What does that mean?
we don't have any. We don't have 3,000 gold. That's what it means.
I didn't understand.
He says, I completely understand. He says, and don't let it trouble you.
I have some work for you.
Shopping is hot in the city.
That we
Well,
could-
You need to repair.
what type of work?
I'm gonna grab the bag of holding from Val and
Mhm.
pull out.
Gladly give it to him.
I'll pull out the belay skin,
Mhm.
the claws, and the scales.
He kind of looks. He kind of pulls it out, and he's like, "Cured it in the field. I take it."
Indeed.
Yeah. Sniffs it. And it smells like piss. Yes. So he says, "All right. This is. I haven't seen this too many times before." He says, It's definitely something's hide."
I think they called it a
Arushi,
shark.
thank you very much for the biddies.
Aww.
Yay!
But it is a real, especially after all the problems we've had. That's really nice of you. So he says, "What is it? What was it again?"
It was, I believe they're called land sharks.
Uh,
Big
belay.
creature, and I'm gonna hold up the shield, the head
The skull.
plate of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He kind of like reaches out and takes it from. May I?
Indeed.
He takes the skull from you, and he's like, he's kind of looks it over. He's like, fashioning shields are not my forte. He says, but
I-
this would definitely work. And he says, and it's light.
That was the plan.
He says, I have a friend who could do this work. I guarantee you. He says the only issue is are you just looking to have it turned into a regular shield, or are you looking to have it be enchanted as well?
Oh, I wasn't handing the shield for you to work on.
Oh no!
No,
I
it
said a
was the-
friend could do the work. I cannot.
Yeah.
This is not what I do.
He brought it out to show the size
Yes.
of the blade, not for him to examine.
Okay, gotcha. And he
Just
says,
so he has a better reference on the leather, like what kind of animal it
Yeah.
came from. This
he says, no, I've heard of land sharks. He's like, and I actually know what can be done with this armor. He says, so how many? He says, there's enough here to get at least one full set of leather. He
What
says,
would you charge?
I don't, for just working standard leather, I would probably charge. I mean, it's 20 gold.
And if you were to draw some of the essence out of it,
Well, I would have to work with an associate to do that. He says, I would have to get with him on costs. He says, but for an item like this, if you leave me all the unusable pieces for me to make other items out of, with the money I could recruit from the other items and everything like that, I could see to putting this forth to give you a full suit with possible enchantments, depending on what it is, for 1,500. I'm estimating out the cost he's done for me for other things and what he's charged me. So it's just an estimation, and I will tell you this: I'm not being conservative because I don't know exactly how much. I've never made this armor before, so I don't know exactly how much it's going to cost for all the materials and everything he's going to need. But it is definitely something that can be done. And he says, and often this type of armor, when the natural qualities of it are brought forward, it ends up with very unique and interesting enchantments. He says, I had a gentleman, my friend enchanted and scrolled the armor for him, and it gave him the ability to pass through stone
Oh shoot,
once a day.
That is unique.
that is
so
sick.
I have a proposition for you.
What's the proposition?
We scoured the claws
Wicked, period.
and we scoured the scales,
Mm-hmm.
and we do not have much need for them at this time. The hide itself, we wish to better equip our small friend here.
It
I look at myself and it's like, I mean, thanks.
Well, if your small friend is interested in doing things like being able to pass through a wall in order to gain entrance to a building, He says that would be the type of thing this armor could provide him with.
So,
Plus, it would be much more resilient than standard leather. And
We-
for in game for mechanics, he's talking about making it a +1 inch leather armor, and it would basically give you the ability to stone swim.
Oh man.
So
So-
for one turn,
Let's go.
and it's only once a long rest.
so we trade. You make us this leather suit. You can keep to use the scraps from the leather, the scales, and the talons, as well as place your mark that you promised on the purple silk to lower the price there on the armor as well. What kind of deal could we cut then?
I tell you what, I have an even better deal for you, an even simpler deal. Same principles. I keep the extra pieces of leather. You throw in the scales. You can keep the claws. I don't really do blades, and I've seen those turned into some very unique blades. Or you can throw them in, and I'll cut you in a percentage for when I find a buyer for them. But here's the big thing. As I was telling your friend, I have a situation. But that situation is being driven by another person. If that person were to be given access to an item that I do not possess, he would be willing to call all debts even on my end.
So you ask me to steal something for you.
I cannot say that it is theft because I would not encourage anyone to do so.
Of course not.
But it does belong to another. Now, I can tell you with no uncertain terms that it was ill-gotten.
Okay.
And it is in the process of it's been delivered, but he has not taken actual possession for it. It's in the docks. He says, I know exactly where they're holding it. He says, and I can give you the location. All you have to do is capture it somehow.
Capture it.
Yes.
It's a creature.
Is this item alive?
It is possibly, yes, it is alive.
It is not a possibly question.
It is.
No
I
question.
was correcting myself. It is alive. It is a living creature.
Oh.
Exactly what is this living creature that you would have us to reacquire for you?
It is a wormling.
Would it
Like
be of
one
the
of those
same
worms?
type of? Yeah, I point
Yeah.
as well.
I think it
No.
Dragon.
It is a wormling. It is a baby blue dragon.
Dragon.
Yep.
I would very gently nudge my quarry and kind of like the equivalent of like an elbow nudge at her. Your thoughts?
He says, blue dragons, if it's a baby, it's just as smart as you and I, or smarter. And if it's just a baby, it's probably terrified. It's been kidnapped.
Oh.
I had a feeling you might say something to that accord.
And if they have it locked up somewhere, it's obviously going to be enslaved in some way. It doesn't seem, I don't know. I mean, can you think of any legitimate reason to be squirreling off a blue dragon?
I cannot.
And where is the parent? I mean, dragons aren't exactly, dragons aren't exactly the most caring parents. The wormlings go off almost immediately. But Still,
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Where is it?
So I look
it's on the
to
docks.
I look
Yes.
to the vendor and I say, suppose we were to agree and we were to reacquire this wormling for you.
Hmm.
What are your intentions with it?
My intention's none. He says, I'm not doing anything with it. He says, the gentleman to whom I owe a large sum of money is intending on capturing it from this other person. And I don't know, they have a pretty bad rivalry, and I don't know if he's just looking to count coup or if he is, I honestly don't know what his plans are with it. He
I'm
says,
just gonna start to
Insight
walk
check.
out.
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna start to walk out. He talks too much.
I just had a question, like out of character.
Mhm.
Do any of us know if dragons in this universe function the same as like normal, like chromatic dragons being better than, or being bad? And
Actually, I am going along with the revisions from Tasha's, and
Okay.
so dragons are just like everything else.
okay,
It all depends on what their personalities are. How what experiences they had.
right.
This baby blue is already obviously off on a bad foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor baby.
I rolled a 10 insight check.
He seems to be sincere. He's obviously holding, some things back. You don't know exactly what they are. He seems, anxious and nervous, and but he at the same time, he seems very sincere in what he's telling you.
And what is your debt to this other?
Say what?
What is your debt to this other?
Financial.
That doesn't answer my question.
Oh, you want to know how much I'm in for? How
Yes.
much money I owe him? I at last count with all the compounding interest, I was in debt for a little over 6,000.
So nothing we do besides this will,
Oh no,
will spare you from that.
no. I have a few thousand saved up and ready. I just don't have it all, and he wants it by the end of the week, and I don't have any more time. He says, "Well, the only other option I have is to go to a different loan shark."
Shouldn't
guess.
be dealing with loan sharks to begin with, friend. But
He says,
You
That
should only
is-
be dealing with land sharks, am I right?
That's-
I'm so
that's,
sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
"She'll see herself out."
Yes, I will. Goodbye.
we'll put a hand on his shoulder.
Mhm.
Listen, we want to help you, but we cannot do so without all of the information you have. I'm gonna roll persuasion.
Ooh.
Go for it. Oh shit!
That is a dirty 20.
That is
Ooh.
definitely a very dirty
That was a
20.
4.
What was that, Rome?
Oh, it was on my screen like teetering right on the 4.
It was 11.
All right, so he says, I am in debt because my business has not been doing well in the past few months. He says, if I didn't know better, I would say that someone had been directing business away from me. He says, it got so bad that I sold my shop. And I moved down here to the bazaar with the rest of the wares I had and what little equipment I could salvage and move. He says, I've been trying to rebuild, and this man came up to me while I was working and offered to help me buy some more equipment and possibly, lease another location. He said, but it would be all determined upon my ability to pay him back. And the initial monies he offered wasn't amazing amounts. It was like, barely over 1,000 gold, just enough to get me operating for a few months.
As
But
he's still whining about money, I am out the door, and I am going to use sending
mhm,
to AMP. We're going to get a dragon.
we're
And
going to
that's
get a
all I'm
dragon.
sending.
Oh my
Alright.
This is the
god.
first time I've
I am
ever
out of the
heard.
shop, and all AM knows is that we're getting a dragon.
Yeah,
I
But this
should
is
go
also
no,
the
find
first time I've
literally,
ever heard a
like-
voice in my head, right? Like,
Yep, that's all
Yeah.
you got was me in your head saying we're getting a dragon. And that's
and
Oh my
and
God.
so, but with sending, he can reply.
yeah,
Yes.
that doesn't mean I'll answer.
Yeah.
I said all I
We're
needed
getting a
to do,
dragon.
We're getting a dragon.
What does that mean? Silence.
So
Like,
in your
that's
so
or-
Aeom, this is what happens.
Oh my
Right.
god.
You hear
Oh my
Sugash's
God.
voice. You feel a magical effect coming over you, and you know that it's being directed at you from Sugash. So I'm assuming you allow it to happen.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so as soon as you allow it to happen, in your head you hear Sugash say that line. And also in your head, you hear a mystical voice say, "You may reply with up to 25 words."
Oh my god.
I would
Does
never
it charge
be
me
sending
after
this
I go
spell.
over the 25? Or
You just used up a
it's long distance?
You're gonna get charged brain cells in the parking lot.
Val,
I don't have many of those.
Val, I'm gonna leave this to you. I
Okay,
need to go find my brother,
that's fair.
Okay.
and I'm gonna go find Shugash.
All right.
I know where he's heading, and I'm assuming he towers over the crowd.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
So I see him, and I'm gonna catch up with Shugash.
Everybody move.
So Val, what is the? What are you gonna? Are you gonna ask him anything else?
Yeah, I need to know more about what you believe your debtor is going to do with this dragon.
It wasn't any of my business, and the only reason I know about this situation is because, he told me about it. He told me that he was gonna put one over on him, and that Skinner wasn't gonna know what hit him, and that he was gonna snatch the dragon out from under his nose, and that everyone was going to, understand who the boss of the docks was.
Okay. I am going to nod very slowly. I'm going to look him in his eyes. We are going to take you on faith on this. We're going to see what we can do. However, should this be a bad deal, should this be a double cross, should anything untoward take place that you had you been keeping anything that would either assist us or warn us of what is coming, and that does not go well for us, we will be back. And he hears my voice. He actually hears two voices, my voice and the voice of my quarry, in unison, a male and a female voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it will not end well for you.
He kind of like his eyes widen a little bit and looks at you, and he says, "I do not have any intentions of getting myself in any deeper than I have to, and I do not want to incur the wrath of anyone else. I am simply letting you know."
We squeeze his arm. That's all we wanted to know. We'll do what we can.
He says, "If
And
you
I
can
and
do
I,
this-"
and I and I pat him like assuredly. It's like we'll do what we can.
That was a threat.
Don't forget my shit before you leave.
And I will take this. Just we're gonna hold on to this. Just
He says, "I'll start work on this," and he gestures to the leather. He says, "As soon as I get word that you succeeded."
very good. And I take the bag. We walk out, and we go and find Sugash and Grandpak.
Okay. So we're gonna cut over from that. So Utopia and Aeom, you are headed to the manse of Aeom's family.
Utopia's family.
Utopia's family, sorry.
I don't have a family.
He doesn't have a family?
Aeom doesn't have a family.
This planet
so-
got unalived.
unalived. They got very, very unalived once, and that's all it took. So you guys are heading over to Hermance. It is in the Palm, and it is a decent sized chateau that is on. It's in a decent district. It's like on the outskirts of the Nobles district. It is a walled manse. It takes about half a block. You can see coming over the edge of the wall that there are several buildings inside the courtyard. There's obviously towards the back, there is a very large house that is the main building. And then you can see that there is a large gate at the end of the block and then a smaller entrance about midway up the block. And the large gate is obviously for carriages, and you can hear horses behind the wall, and there's a stable over there. The large gate has 2 guards at it, and the smaller gate has 2 guards at it. And as you come walking up, Utopia, you recognize they're the 2 men of the house guard.
Yep.
And so you guys come walking up, and as you're walking up, one of them raises an eyebrow at you, Utopia, and he says, "Little miss,
Hi.
your absence was noted, as was the hammer and the armor."
Yes. I can explain, though. I can explain.
I am afraid that you might not have time to explain at this moment. Your father is not in residence. He has gone on a trip that was unfortunately unavoidable due to your absence.
Where did he go?
It's not my place to say.
Oh, damn.
It has to do with your future. And it will be his place to let you know. He says, he kind of looks over at Aom and he says, "Who is your friend?"
This is Aom. He is a monk, and he and I met on the road together, and now we're best friends.
Oh,
Utopia's been fantastic, if that's any consolation.
he kind of smiles at you, and the smile seems a little forced. And he says, "Yes."
I don't notice.
Oh no,
He
it
says,
does not register.
little Miss is a very generous person. So, if you would come inside, Little Miss.
Yes.
Is your friend going to be joining us?
Absolutely.
There is some issue with how your return was to be treated if you came in your father's absence.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, what the
Yeah. And as he does this, he opens the gate and he gestures for you to come in.
So can I make the perception check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
That was the most threatening.
yeah, no, like,
Yeah, that was
like,
definitely foreboding.
like, just snuck out for like a little bit. Like, God, like, wasn't even that bad.
You've been gone for days.
You're gonna get hung from the rafters by your toes.
I am.
He does
my
not.
God.
He does. He's definitely not telling her something, but he is out and outright said he's not,
Okay.
and he is definitely hesitant about what to do next.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. Utopia, you want to show me around your house?
Yeah,
Thank you,
sure.
Summary, for the follow. So you guys go walking in.
Yep.
So you guys walk in, and as you walk in, the 2 guards come in with you, and you hear one of the guards just like put his fingers in his mouth and whistle, piercing whistle, And the other guard turns around and he closes the door, takes out a key from his key ring, locks the gate, and then drops down the crossbar and braces it. And you see that the gates to the stable entrance are both closed and locked, and the huge crossbar for the stable entrance is dropped down. And then the guard says, and your father told us that if we let you leave again, it would be all our heads. So dinner will be served in about an hour. We will have rooms prepared for your guests.
Okay.
This is new, but is this normal Utopia?
No, this isn't normal. But you and I can talk about it once we're inside.
Perfect. Oh, we're getting a dragon too.
What? What?
We're getting a dragon. Sugash spoke in my head.
Oh no! Hold on. We can talk about that in a second.
So they walk you up to the main house. Now the main house, it's a large building. Its exterior is plastered. There is a wraparound porch on the bottom level that comes out and has a set of steps coming down. The entire interior is basically cobbled. There are some large beds of like flower beds that are decorative out front. And there is, over by the stables, there is a large building, which is the stables itself. Beside that, there is a smaller building, which looks to be it looks to be like a smithy, but more like a smithy designed to support a stable than an actual, working blacksmith. And there is the main house. There's that building over there, and then across the way, there is a much lower single-story building that is basically the servants' quarters and the guard's house. Utopia, you know that there are no less than half a dozen servants that attend the house. There is the cook, there is the downstairs maid, there is the upstairs maid, there is the butler who attends your father mostly, and there is the seneschal, who is basically your father's right-hand man, and he takes care of most of the business factors. And then there is the steward and the soothsayer, who is a caster and a magician, and he does his best to also try and divulge the future for your father, and takes care of other things that he might need that are of the arcane nature. Of those people, you can see that the downstairs maid is at sweeping off the front steps, and as you come walking up, she's like, "Little miss, you're back." And he says, "Your father will be so glad. I will go tell the vizier. That's what I was going to call him. I will go tell the vizier, and he will send your father a message and let him know to come home right away."
Yes, please. I'd like to see him as soon as possible.
Well, it's probably going to be a few days, unless he can find someone to teleport him back.
Okay.
It says, in the meantime, your dinner is going to be served soon. The cook has been preparing your favor almost every single night in case you came home.
Thank you.
He says, "It's good to have you back, miss."
It's good to be back.
So you enter the house, and there's a grand ballroom, grand entry with the double staircases that go up to the second floor. It's open air above it. It's a rotunda, so that's also got a vaulted ceiling with a big glass sky dome overhead, and it basically comes out. It lets in tons of light that comes streaming in. This is like old hat for you, Utopia. This is where you grew up.
Yeah.
And it's basically pretty much a huge thing to you, though, Aeom. This is like splendor and opulence. The floors are white with gold vein marble. The staircase is something that's incredibly precious. It's wrought iron railings, which is insanely expensive. And there's artwork hung everywhere. There's live plants everywhere, and it's just over the top. Now, Utopia, you know your room is you go up the stairs, and
Yeah.
there's a wing to the left that's basically the master suite, and then to the right there's 4 bedrooms. One of which is yours, the one of which is for guests, and the other 2 are for visiting family. So you basically have the run of the house. It looks like, because it doesn't say anyone's here but you and the servants.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the 6 servants and there's 6 guards.
Okay.
You never said you grew up in a monastery too.
Oh, this isn't a monastery, but
But
thank you.
there's so many people. You have like all your friends live here with you.
Oh, let me show you to the room where you'll be staying.
Explain servants to AM.
Oh my gosh. Let me show you where you'll be staying first, and then we can explain everything. Oh, period. I'm going through all my dad's shit in a minute, but like, I am looting. He decided to put me on house arrest. This house is getting looted. But first, gotta put on airs,
So you start heading upstairs. Since your bedroom is on the same portion of the house where the not servants, but the guest room is. You walking to your room. You can you'll go past your door to get to the room that Aeon will be staying in. Are you going to go into your room first, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into my room first, but like wave him in to come with me.
Gotcha. So you walk into your room, and the first thing you notice is that everything's just as you left it, and that everything is pretty much been kept clean. Your bed's linens have been changed regularly. Everything is there's no dust anywhere. Of course, there never has been any dust anywhere the entire time you've lived here. The other thing is that you have your bed. You have a little mirror and sitting area, which is your dresser, and your writing desk. You also use it as your writing desk. And then there is all your dresser clothes, and there's a giant wardrobe. There's a couple of giant wardrobes that have all your clothes, day-to-day wear, and special clothes and everything like that. And but sitting on your writing desk is a note folded and written on the outside of the paper that's folded over is just your name in your father's hand.
I'm gonna go check that first.
Okay. You go pick it up?
Yeah.
The note says, Utopia. Things have come to play that I hoped would never come to the surface. Our family is being assailed, and you have chosen this moment to live out a rebellious streak. It is not safe for you anymore to remain in the capital. And I think it would be best for you if you were someplace that was not as central to governance in the coming months. So I've made arrangements, and I am sealing the arrangements now. Also, this is a chance for you to aid your family. There has been an alliance between one of the few remaining noble families in the far north.
Oh no.
And our family. And that alliance can be sealed with a betrothal.
Oh no.
So you will be going to stay with this family, and there will be competition for your hand. And I don't mean and quick and you. This last part is written really fast, and I don't mean someone's going to be competing for your hand like you're some kind of piece of meat. I mean there will be. I will mean you will have.
My daughter's a hunk. Like.
I mean you will have multiple suitors.
Okay.
And it will be your choice in the end of who you pick. But just know that this alliance will help your family in the coming months. We have much to talk about when I return. There are things you desperately need to know. Love, Father.
What's it say?
Oh no.
Ooh,
You're squeaking like your mouse over here.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, literally. Fox Rider, you are so correct. Like, this is bullshit.
I'm a punch a wall.
Smash, like.
Milagro, to make sure you know that you do not actually have to get married, right?
Yeah.
Low stress.
Oh my god. Hey, Nightbot, leave Fox Rider alone. She's on my side. I freaking knew today was gonna whoop me in the ass. I mean, well, and so this is to Aom. Remember that skeleton night that we ran into?
Oh yeah.
I think it was right. I think my family did something terrible, and I think it's finally caught up with us, and my father has chosen to try and get me married? To solve that?
Why is it...
Sorry, I just love how the voice kept on going up and up and up.
Why? I'm just imagining out of character. I'm just like dead ass. I'm just imagining like all of these like just dandy men, and then Utopia's like a head taller than all of them, just standing there like, nah, like this ain't gonna work.
Nah, man.
Nah. What the fuck?
Why
Beauty
is it your
suitors.
fault?
Literally, anyone who can beat me in an arm contest wins. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Like,
Why is it...
Just pull a red
your-
Sonya on him.
yeah.
Why is it up to you to solve your family's issues?
I didn't know we had issues until a week ago.
And now it's on you to fix everything? I just want to understand the logic.
He told me growing up that we were a noble family, that some things had happened that had gotten us targeted for unfair reasons, always unfair reasons, and that there was more family support out there, that they were waiting for me, that one day I was going to get to grow up and be with them again and everything would be fine. And now all of a sudden... But it's my fault for going out and trying to find out what happened. It's my fault, of course.
Well, I don't really care what your dad thinks.
Utopia just pounds a bottle of bourbon.
The little miss is just getting wasted today.
Utopia has chosen chaos.
No, Utopia has chosen violence.
I am choosing violence. I am choosing violence. The millisecond everyone's asleep, I am looting his fucking room. But they don't know
Oh, I
that
have
yet.
no doubt of that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now, Utopia,
Yeah.
through all this, you're sitting here and you're just thinking about how much your father's betrayed you and everything like that. One thing clicks in your head. One memory that, because he said the North. And the North, of course, is the far north is the mountains, and the mountains means that it is the one place that you ever went regularly. There is a noble family called the Kragers, and they're one of the few noble families that still owns any mining operations out there. If you remember the lore, the nobles were basically ousted by a peasant uprising to take control of the mines from them. Well, they're the Kragers. They're the only family that held onto their possessions. And they both held on to them through force of arms and the fact that they tried to minimize violence and they negotiated. They're not the sole owners of their mine anymore. It's basically, I guess you'd say, an employee owned. And they own.
We love communists.
Yeah, and they basically, the family owns about 30% of the mine, and the rest is divided up. It's owned by the people who work in it. And so, but they're the only one noble family in that area who still has anything to do with the mining operation, and they also are the only noble family in there who is included in the council that runs the entire reach. So, you have gone up there multiple times with your father when he would go up there on business trips, and he would go up there just as a noble, meeting and seeing other nobles. And you have several friends about your age who are children or cousins of or Kragers and the Krager family. The Krager family is huge. And you can remember you played with them all. You had a great time with all. Some of them were really good friends of yours.
Yeah.
If your father was trying to make an alliance with any family up there, there's really only one family that would give him anything. Give him anything like substantial. All the other noble families are almost like dispossessed nobles who've lost most of their fortune because of the situation with them being kicked out of the mining operations. And so there's only really one strong noble family left up there.
Okay. Yeah, no, see, that's the thing. If there's like a hot sister or like any of that, absolutely have had a crush on her my entire fucking life. But because it's the whole dad being like, okay, now get married, like that ruins it. Like it's not organic anymore.
I know that, and you know that.
It's not organic anymore. Like this isn't cottage core. Like he ruined my fantasy.
Oh my god! This is someone clip that, please.
This isn't cottage core. We need that bit.
Cottage core. He ruined it.
What do you mean? Bitch, this ain't cottage core.
Oh man! Now I don't get to like be an adventurer, and then like the adventures like naturally lead me up there, and I'm like super powerful, and I can ride in with like the warhammer and be like, "What's up?" And she's like,
"What's up?"
Look at you now. It could have been great, but no, thanks,
I mean,
Dad.
it can
like,
still happen. It's just a little tainted. It's a little tainted now.
Just have to find a new mountain range and a new lovely
I
woman.
have to go to another planet's mountain range now. Like, I don't get to be the knight in shining armor. Thanks, Dad. Like, here's your dad assigned spouse. That's not a vibe. Like, okay.
Oh my god.
I love it. I love it.
All right.
Successfully.
I'm having so much fucking fun. I'm at the time of my damn life.
All right,
okay.
So now that we've had that happen, let's
Yeah.
take a moment. We haven't taken a single break. I am completely out of drink, and Rome literally came onto the stream from completely out of nowhere. So
Yep.
My eyes are open now. So
yeah, eyes are open now. So
must be the tequila.
we're gonna take a 10-minute break as we get drinks and go to the bathroom and stuff like that, and we will be back at 9:07. So we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned from the great unknown and
I have a heart
beyond.
attack.
Oh, and Milagros is
Oh my
gonna,
god, that was brutal.
and Milagros is gonna have a heart attack.
Yes, I am, and it's gonna be great.
Here
Alright.
for it. Here for it.
So,
So much fun.
oh goodness, that was so good. Let us go ahead and start talking about what happens next. So, Milagros, you showed Aeom to his room.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. You went to your room first. You
Yeah.
saw the note. You read the note.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do after that?
Like, show him to his room.
I'm like actively looking around. What exactly is in this room?
This room has a large. It's basically a full size bed. But it's the biggest bed you've ever been given the chance to
Sitting
sleep
on the
in.
bed.
It is a goose down filled mattress. It's fluffy like heaven, and it is got super soft silky sheets, a big giant comforter. There is a fireplace in every single room, and there is like a little bureau. And there is a nightstand, and there's more furniture in this room than you have seen in some of the churches that you attended.
I know your father may not be the best guy, but he literally pulled down clouds for you to sleep on. That's pretty cool.
I know. But now I'm worried about how he managed to do that, and why we are able to be here.
Well, your family's is a pretty old noble line.
Yeah.
So you guys, your family does do work, does do business. They have like I said, he has a seneschal that handles most of the business dealings. But whenever there's a big deal coming down that needs the attention of the family directly, like he has to go to a business dinner or something like that, he does go do that stuff. And all the forms and everything technically had to be signed by him. But for the most part, your family is loaded.
Yeah.
So, like when he was saying how much the armor cost, the biggest thing you realized is the way that everyone else is reacting, you have no idea what money is.
Yes, that's the problem.
Because they were all tripping balls about, 2,000, 3,000 gold, and you're just like looking around going, that's a lot. Holy shit, is that a lot?
Like everything about, but like there's also the way that like any questions that were ever asked about like what the family does and why it has the reputation it has and all these things were answered with either a like wait till you're older and everything will be explained, or like, oh, it's because we're so amazing and like this is what we deserve, we earned all of this. And that's problem. So now like this was her first time leaving the bubble, so she's like, wait a second, oh shit. Like I am
especially leaving the bubble with no protection, no one to like shield her from what's going on or to filter everything out.
Yep.
So, and Aeom, the first thing you notice when you come into the room, at a few minutes after you guys come into the room, a servant walks in. And she walks in, she nods to both of you. She goes to the bed and she turns the bed down. She goes over to the fireplace and she loads a bed warmer up with coals, and she shoves the bed warmer up into under between the mattress and the sheets. And she's like, "Oh, I'm making everything ready for you, sir.
What?
Do you wish to bathe?
In general, yes.
I will have a tub brought to the room immediately."
Like here? No, it's okay. I can go to it. But
no, that's perfectly all right. She says, "We will launder your clothes while you bathe. I will provide you with a nightgown. little miss, are you going to be bathing? Should we bring the tub to your room too?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Very
Okay,
well.
hold up.
Hold up! I said hold up!
Uh, this one's new.
She walks over. She walks over, and you see right by the door there is this velvety rope that's hanging down. And she walks out of the door, and she pulls the rope 2 times. You don't hear anything or see anything.
Yeah.
And she says, "What can we help you with, sir?"
No, you've helped enough. What's happening? Sorry, I'm very not used to this utopia.
About
Why
that
are they
time, there's a
helping
knock
me?
on the door, and the servant walks over and opens it. 2 men come in. They're in guards livery, and they're carrying a huge brass tub between them. They come walking in, and then 4 more men are behind them, and they have buckets of what looks to be hot, steaming water.
Okay, now I know why everybody finds me weird. This must be what it's like.
And they set it down, and then they pour the 4 buckets of water in, which fill the tub about halfway, and then the young lady, the maid, she is taking these huge flat stones, and she pulls them out of the fireplace, and she holds them with a metal tong, and she taps them on the side of the fireplace to knock all the residual dust off, and then she drops them in the water. She said that should keep it warm for a while, sir.
Okay, Utopia.
Do you need help out of your clothes?
No, I need help with
No.
explanation.
I
You
can
requested
explain.
to be bathed.
I thought about baths.
Thank you so much.
Did I misinterpret things, miss? I'm sorry.
No, you've done nothing wrong. Thank you so much.
I understand. Maybe he's shy. She says, and she goes up and she brings out a little tray. She goes out of the room, comes back in a little tray, and she says, and she sets it down, like she pulls a little stool off to the side that was, and puts it beside the tub. She's there goes. She's razor, shaving cream, soap, shampoo, conditioner. She says, and if you need something, I didn't know really what to do in your case. She says, but I brought a shoeing knife from the stable, had one brought up in case you needed to work on your hooves. I don't know exactly what the situation is with that. But if you need anything else, just pull the cord and we'll be here in a moment. And she looks and she gestures over the bed. She says, I've already laid out towels and a robe.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't think shy is the problem. I grew up around everybody. They've seen everything. I grew up in a monastery. That's not the problem.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Not that there is a problem. I
Have we
appreciate the
broken
service.
some tradition of your order? I am so sorry.
No.
What can we do to make amends?
Could you explain who are you?
Oh, I'm the upstairs maid.
What's a maid?
It is my duty to keep the upstairs clean, to prepare the rooms when people wish to go to bed, to take care of guests like yourself when you come to stay with us, to attend to the needs of the family, and to make sure that everything upstairs is kept in neat and tidy order. I spend my day cleaning when I'm not needed for other services. If anyone comes upstairs, I attend to their wants and needs. If they want a drink, I fetch it for them. If they want their meals in their rooms, I bring them up. That type of thing.
This is beginning to sound very one-sided. In my order, since you asked, we all do work. Even the masters of my order will sweep the courtyards.
Well, that is incredibly noble of you all. She says, but in this situation, the master of the house pays me a salary and lets me live on the grounds without charging me any money. And for that, I attend to their needs.
Okay, but you are paid.
Yes.
Yes.
How much?
I don't feel comfortable discussing that, sir.
Okay, that's fair. I appreciate all the work that you have done. From this point on, I will not require your services. But in fact,
I must politely decline to acquiesce to your request, sir.
oh God. Okay.
If the rooms will still be cleaned, if you ask us for nothing, we will do nothing. But I will attend to my duties, as is my obligation.
Okay. I do not need any of your attendance.
I understand what you're saying, sir. I will do my best to become invisible.
No. Oh no. No, actually, I was hoping to be able to stop by your, not your abode, but wherever you do your work. If I could follow you for a while, actually. At some point.
If
At
you
your-
wish to
at your
follow me, that is completely your choice, sir.
I just want to get a different perspective.
As you wish.
Perfect. Yes, all of this is fantastic. In fact, I smell like an auroch.
No one's going to point out how many days you slept with them.
No one's gonna say that. Not my house.
Thank you. That's. I don't really know what else to say. Utopia, is this common in Albatross?
How about you get in the tub? Because
I
we
just
do
start
have-
taking my clothes off. I have
Yeah,
no excuse.
we have to get ready for dinner. We don't want to be late.
The maid is just standing there waiting.
Wait, out of character, Utopia would know all of their names, so can I get her name?
Make it up. Utopia would know all the names.
Oh shoot.
Name her. She is an attendant that's literally been with the family. She's actually the daughter of the former upstairs maid whose hips were getting too bad and she could no longer climb the stairs. So she took over for her mother. They live on the grounds in the servants' quarters. Her husband is the butler. And the downstairs maid is her sister, not the mother's sister, not the daughter's sister. And the downstairs maid is her sister. She is getting on in years too. She actually doesn't live on the grounds though. She comes in from outside the building.
Oh, Adelaide, that's pretty. Yeah. Okay.
Adelaide,
Yeah.
that is pretty.
That's so pretty. Hold on, adding that to my notes. Thank you, Foxrider. All right, so thank you so much, Adelaide. You've done an amazing job as usual.
Yes, the service is fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you.
I will see you for dinner.
Absolutely. Dinner will be at 6 as normal.
Thank you so much.
She bows and she says. She kind of looks over at Aom and she kind of smiles and she says,
It's Aom.
Yes, sir.
Aom.
Yes, sir.
They're stuck in a loop.
Would it be okay if you address me by my monastic title of brother? Would that be more acceptable?
Yes, Brother Aom.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Brother
appreciate that.
Aom.
And thank you, Adelaide.
She kind of nods. She looks at you, Utopia, and as she's walking by you, and she raises one eyebrow, and she kind of like swirls her eyes around her head like, he's crazy.
Aom's doing the exact same thing to you.
So she passes by and she leaves the room.
My word.
That I will have you know that like exchange was the most stressful moment of Utopia's life. Through all the combat, that is the most stressed she has ever been. Oh my god.
All right, so
Oh, I love it.
all right, so are you just gonna chill out in your room, or are you gonna hang out with Aeon while he takes a bath?
Yeah, because he asked a ton of questions, and I know that if I don't answer them, he's gonna keep asking around, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble. So,
So Aeon, you lower yourself down into the bath, and it is almost uncomfortably warm. The soap smells. You're used to using like lye soap that burns when you rub it on.
Yep.
This soap smells like rose hips and holly. And when you like start rubbing it on a cloth, it only gets more fragrant. And the water is got like some kind of herbs floating around in it, and it's putting off this weird orangey clovey smell. And you can, and as you climb into it, it almost feels like your fur, it like detangles and relaxes in the water. Like you won't have to brush out your haunches because it's not going to be all tangled up.
This is really nice, but it seems excessive.
You
Why
can
do
feel
you need all
yourself
this?
starting to actually just relax in the warm, hot, luxurious water.
Aom definitely is like relaxing, but that's what's scaring him.
For real, like.
Okay, one thing at a time. As with most things, this is cultural, clearly. So, is this... First question, is this common?
It's common among a certain group of people that my family belongs to.
Okay. And would that be considered culturally acceptable on Alatras?
To be
By the
part
general
of
population?
I thought so. I was
no.
raised to believe so. I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Is it acceptable to you?
That is a question. It's normal. It's what I know, but
Have you ever felt bad about it?
not before now.
Now that's... As long as not before now, just because my opinion is different does not mean that it's not okay. You clearly pay them.
Yes, of course.
I don't think that it's unacceptable, but as of course with everything, it would be great to know more about it, to add to the book.
Well, I was told that the reason my family lived like this was because we deserved it and we earned it, and that...
At what point does one earn the right to tell another person what to do?
Well, I'm assuming you mean in the capacity of being served and not leading.
Yeah.
It gets to this point when you have a home like this and have the money to pay people to listen to you and do everything you say.
Interesting. And are they treated well? Are your servants, like Adelaide, are they treated well?
Of course, they're practically my family.
Okay.
They
There's a
deserve
knock on the
nothing
door.
less.
Adelaide comes walking back in. Forgive me. She goes walking over to the fireplace, grabs the metal clamps, reaches into the fireplace, and you didn't even really notice this, Aeom, but the water's gotten gradually cooler. So it's like tepid right now. It's not still warm, but it's just not as warm as it was. She gets another one of those long stones out of the fireplace. She knocks all the char off of it, and then she slips it down in the water and boils that end of the tub. It's on the big fin.
Deflect missile.
Huh?
Oh my
She
God.
She doesn't throw it.
I know she doesn't throw it, but does this count?
No, it does not, because it's not a missile weapon.
You're not deflecting shit. You are going to
So
relax,
she lowers
my
it
guy.
in. So she lowers it in, and you can feel the water just warming from that end of the tub towards you. And she doesn't even acknowledge you, Aeom, at all. She just goes about her business, and then she turns around and says, "Your tub will be ready momentarily, miss."
Thank you.
Then she
Thank you,
walks
Adelaide.
out, and she goes, "I will just knock." And then she just walks out and closes the door behind her. The water's getting nice and warm again.
This
And
is
as-
ruining
as,
Aeom's
like,
life.
Aom's like brought his knees up to his chest and he's like sitting as far away from the rock as possible. It's like, this is not okay.
It still warms the water. You can't get away
I know.
Yeah, you're gonna get warm no matter what.
And as the water warms, all those fragrances are just reignited by the heat, and it just becomes this just effervescence. You feel your face relaxing from the steam, and you didn't even know it was tense.
This reminds me of when the senior monks would light the incense in the temple. The smell is very similar. They use it to meditate. I've never seen it done in water, but I have the distinct feeling that you're not trying to attain peace here.
No, this is just seen as normal. All of this is normal. Is supposed to be normal.
And it's normal to you, and that's okay.
I don't know if it's okay anymore.
You can't base your opinions, at least I hope you're not basing your opinions off of how I'm reacting. This just isn't my normal.
Well, it's not just that. Again, I was told that my family deserved this, and that this is the only way that we were supposed to live, because whatever we had done in our history meant that this is who we were supposed to be from then until forever. And I don't know what that history is anymore, and that concerns me.
So, because of your experiences, you no longer feel comfortable here.
I don't think so. It feels like it should be home, but something's wrong. Also, out of character, I will just say Foxfire is having the OMG I'm rich moment. As someone who grew up like working class surrounded by like rich people in a suburb that had to bus in students of color to our school, I'm having a stroke right now. Like I know what these houses look like because I was the kid that would get invited to them, and the parents were like, "Oh, you brought that
Same.
kid?" No, literally, like I was the kid being like, "You live like this?" So
how?
I'm like,
Why?
"Oh, what the fuck? Like, who are you? The president? Like, what the fuck?" So yeah, like Utopia is having her OMG I'm rich moment, and I'm having my moment.
Memories.
Literally! Oh my god!
Of the
I remember
time
government subsidized
I-
lunches. That shit slaps.
I'm gonna get out of the bath at this
he
point.
can't.
I feel.
Aom can't stand the comfort. It's
Yeah.
it's too horrible.
As you stand up and everything like that, you go to stand up, and you kind of move around the tub, the water splashing around and everything like that. The door, there's a real quick knock. The door just opens, and the maid comes walking in, and she basically, as you stand up, she goes to the bed. She picks up a robe, and she kind of like walks up and she opens the robe.
Ray,
and
you're
just holds it
loving
out.
this. You're loving this.
Of course I am.
Ray's torturing her.
And she just picks up the robe and she's holding it out, and she is politely averting her gaze.
That's nice. Oh, this is hard.
This is the hardest challenge we've ever been faced with.
Thank you so much for your help and noticing that I was in need of your assistance.
She nods.
And Aeon puts the robe on.
I often find myself completely helpless and need of assistance. I think it's the only way I'm going to get through this. Thank you. Thank you for noticing my lack of ability to assist myself. You are truly noble, and thank you.
She says, if I have brought offense, I apologize. I in no way find any of Little Miss's associates to be lacking in any abilities to care for themselves. Little Miss and her family care for all of us.
Oh no, there's no offense. I'm just clearly out of my depth. Thank you.
She kind of gives a confused look in her face, and she says, "You're welcome. Again, if you need anything, pull the bell. Little Miss, will you come to the bath?"
Yes, thank you.
Before I pull the bell, is there a quiet place in this house? Is there a place of worship? Is this a house that would worship the Miss Mother?
We do hold to the beliefs of the Miss Mother, but we tend to go on to the temple on the holy days. There is no altar that I know of on the grounds, but the family does tithe to the church, and we have, the church is technically named after the family, so.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna let that one stew.
Damn it. Oh.
Oh shit. Okay.
Just
I'm just gonna
down
leave
the
that one.
street from the estate
what a
is
fucking
Temple
flag.
Aster.
But I can't. I can't leave the house.
Yeah, but we're under house arrest.
So Utopia is
My
going to go to the
word.
bath. About this time, when Utopia is in the bath, is when Grandpa, Sugash, and Val are walking up to the area that, after asking some questions, when you get to the general area Utopia said she lived, you quickly find the Astra estate, which is
We're going to the docks.
oh, you're going straight to the docks?
Yeah, we were going to the docks.
Because Rome
like-
Sugash never told them where you were getting the dragon.
No,
Right.
we just
No,
went to the dock.
I just told them we were getting a dragon, and I'm going to the docks to get a dragon.
Yeah,
that is
we're going with
Oh.
him to the docks.
Oh, you guys are going by yourselves to get the dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I mean, he didn't answer with anything, so for as far as I know, he doesn't even care that we're getting a dragon. So I'm just gonna keep going.
Wait, actually, sorry. I do have a quick question.
Sure.
You can't reply now, though.
Okay, I can't reply. Okay, I just want to make sure that
Yeah,
if
it's been too
there's
long.
like a time. Okay, all right.
I don't
Just
think
wanna
there's a
make sure.
time limit on it.
On sending?
No, it just until he replies. Let me check it.
Because my
D&D
only word was going to be help.
Yeah, no, we're being held hostage by
Yeah.
very nice people.
Very nice.
Yeah, so duration's one
It's
round.
horrible.
It wouldn't last 10 minutes. Like, we'll get
Okay.
like 6 seconds. He's got to reply like when I send it.
Yep. Just thought I'd check, just to make
I
sure.
mean, it's your call as the GM how long that would last out of combat.
Yeah.
But its duration is marked as 1 round, so I'm giving 6
1 round is 60 seconds.
Like, you got to reply pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Fox Rider point out, AM technically wasted his words asking all the questions about sending.
Yep. It was worth it.
Alright, so you guys are headed down to the docks. To get to the docks, there's 2 different ways to get it. You can circle around the city and go down around the cliff face. That's of course the opposite direction because you have to go back out the gates and everything like that. Or you can just go out up to the fingers and take one of the lifts down to the docks itself.
That would be the direct route, I'm assuming?
Yes, that'd be the most direct route.
That would be how I would go.
Okay, so it would, since you're not stopping it at her place, it would take you just about as long as it takes her to get done with the bath and go to dinner to get to the docks and down. So you guys make it down. You go down to the docks and you take the lift down. He told you what pier and port it was, berth it was in. There is a warehouse there that has that is basically off of one of the short piers, and there's also a dry dock slip right there, so you should be able to notice it pretty easily. And sure enough, it only takes you about another 10 minutes to find the area, the building he was talking about. You come up from an alley, and the dock is, the pier has the normal smells. It is got the rank smell of fish, combined with the smell of fresh free air, sea air, combined with the horrific stink of what people do to the ocean when they have ready access to it and no real consequences for dumping in it.
Oh my god.
So, it stinks to high fucking heaven. There is a building that is very well kept. It is as you're facing out into the water, which would be north or south. I mean, look to your north. There is a building that you passed going down the alley on your left hand side. That building is what looks to be a large warehouse, and then directly across from the warehouse, that looks to be what is pretty much a small tavern. And it's basically, there's a lot of dock workers that are going there, and a lot of workers from the warehouse go there. And the warehouse's doors are all closed up. The tavern, however, is doing a brisk business.
Is there any ships unloading currently?
Not currently. There's no ship in the dry dock, and there's no ship in the slip.
So there's no ships currently at
No.
all?
Do we know where this dragon was, Val?
If you got the information from him, Val, the creature is being kept inside the warehouse. It is in a very large wooden crate. Apparently, it is not above discharging lightning. And the first metal cage it was in killed 3 or 4 people because it just amplified its lightning.
I passed that along. It's in a large wooden crate. Apparently, putting it in a metal box was a bad plan.
Putting a dragon in any box is a bad plan, Val.
I would agree.
Do we ask or go to them? I'm not very good with them.
So, what are you guys going to do? Case the joint or what?
I was asking the bard. If the bard is better.
Gotcha.
Well, let me see what I can find out. And if all else fails, smash and grab?
Okay with that option.
I'm okay with that option.
That's the normal work way.
Less fighting. He doesn't kill as many people.
Is there an orc term for smash and grab?
Hang on.
But that is the best part, brother.
Streamlabs just froze.
Uh-oh.
Growl.
I'm trying not to touch anything. Okay, it caught up. Woo! Damn, that was scary. That was really scary. So, ladies and gentlemen, Streamlabs just froze. So, yeah, we should be back. Fox Rider, I'm very sorry. Streamlabs froze when I opened up D&D Beyond. That was an owie. All right, so you guys, number one, the warehouse, like I said, is all closed up. There doesn't appear to be. It doesn't appear to be open for business.
Are there guards patrolling?
You don't see anyone on the outside. Now there's directly across from the. Is there a window?
Yeah.
Nowhere on the first level.
That's of inconsequence.
That's not the question he asked you.
Yes, there are windows about 20 feet-ish off the ground. It's obvious they're put up there to let light into the warehouse. And they're spaced about every 10 feet, and it's a double pane set of windows. And then on the first floor, on the wall of the warehouse facing the bar across the street, there's a set of double doors, big enough to actually drive a cart through.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe going to talk to someone might not necessarily be necessary. I walk up to the door.
Okay.
I put my hand on it, kind of feel around. What kind of door is it?
It's like I said, it's double doors. They're wooden doors. They're pretty much they're on hinges, but they're lightweight doors. They obviously are open and close a lot, so they didn't want to put gigantic heavy doors on here.
Sure.
They're not super secure. Sugash or Grandpa, well, Grandpa definitely could probably knock them open in just maybe not even one blow.
Okay.
And,
well,
but they're
for the sake of not making a whole lot of commotion by smashing in a door, I tap out a very gentle rhythm near the lock of the door and cast knock.
Okay. There's no. This is just you spend the spell slot and it's done.
Yep.
The lock. There's a. You can hear the tumblers in the lock going by themselves, and then the lock pops off, and it just hangs there. It's on a chain that's through both handles of the door.
Okay. Groovy. I move the chain off, and I will, as gently as I can, open the door and kind of peek in and see what I can see.
I will be watching to make sure that nobody sees us doing this.
There's a shit ton of people at the bar.
Sweet.
Can they see it?
I mean, you guys have the map up, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you some things on the map.
Yeah, aren't the double doors
Right
facing
here.
the tavern?
They're facing the tavern. The tavern's...
Yeah.
In fact, the door to the tavern is over here in this corner. Right here.
Okay.
And then the double doors are over here. So this is actually a warehouse building. This is the tavern right here. This whole building right here is a tavern. And the warehouse is just right there.
Yeah, so there's people outside and
Yeah.
we're in a crowded area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't our plan.
Well, he's far. Those people are far enough away where they, as long as he did it decently quietly, they wouldn't have heard him casting.
Yeah.
And since it wasn't a lot of noise, the lock is now undone. But if you open the doors and go in, someone will probably notice you going into the warehouse.
Okay.
Now, it might look like you just have the right to go in there because you didn't knock the door down, and it looks like you basically opened the lock with a key.
Sure. I will then. Let me see. Oh boy.
How good are you at causing a distraction?
Well,
You are a bard, aren't you?
I am a bard, so yeah. Wait
Go
here.
cause a distraction.
Wait
cause a
here. I'm
distraction.
going to go in and yeah, I'm gonna cause a distraction, and I pull out my loot.
Yeah, let's go!
Yes.
Let's go!
And do I hear music coming from the bar
Actually, no.
at all right now?
No.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
Draw them away from us first.
I will walk into the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I will strum my lute.
Mm-hmm. People instantly turn to regard you, and the bartender looks at you and says, "A troubadour, come in, come in."
Thank you. Oh, it's been such a long and arduous journey, and I would love to play for you, of course,
And he says,
for a pittance even. And I throw my my loot case down and open it. And
"Are you still outside, or did you go into the bar?"
No, I went into the
He
bar.
went in.
Okay.
He went
There
in.
is at the far end of the bar. There is a fireplace it's a little bit on a raised area, and there is tables to the left and right of that, and there's kind of like a row of tables down the way. But the middle way is open, like it's almost like a dance floor. But there's no one dancing in the middle area. And then
Excellent.
And then as you go down towards the south part of the building, it goes around an L, and the bar starts just at where the door is, goes around the L to the north, and then there's the bar kind of is separated by the door. So there's a bar going on the L side, on the northern side building, and then there's a bar going on the southern portion of the building around the corner. And there's tables stacked all the way around it, but there's only one hearth for the fireplace, and that area is the only area with any open area for dancing. The other area is just all tables.
I go stand in that area I bring my loot case with me. I get to just in front of the fireplace. I open up my loot case. I let Inari kind of curl up near the fireplace behind me, and I go, the song that I am going to play requires audience participation. So,
the audience actually get, a lot of people like start nodding and grinning and shoving each other, and it's like,
come now to the floor. There must be dancing. And I raise my loot.
One of the drunkard-looking guys in the bar goes, "There must be music first."
Oh, there will be music, friends. And I begin. Let the bodies hit the floor. 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 And I try to like get a mosh pit going. I'm like very energetically playing, and like I'm kind of jumping up and down and kind of thrashing around while I play. Come on, let the bodies hit the floor.
Make me a performance check, sir, with advantage.
Absolutely. Oh boy, I gotta bring the thing back up. Whee!
For distractions.
Oh my god.
Possibly the best distraction ever.
Oh my god, literally.
With advantage, here we go. That is a 22.
Thank God for that advantage.
So,
Damn.
literally, you start into the song and people are tapping their feet. And when you launch into the first lines of "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor," everyone kind of looks at each other. And then when you scream, "Get on the dance floor!" everyone just like launches out of their seats and they begin doing the most uproarious jigs and dances that you've ever seen as they completely get into it. And pretty soon they're bouncing off each other and laughing and just trying to keep up with the tone you're keeping and trying to keep up with the music. So...
Excellent.
So Sugash and Grandpak, you hear the music start in the building, and then a roar goes up, and you literally there's so many people dance, you can hear the building shaking from the foot stomping.
That was a good distraction.
Oh my god.
Too loud, but it works.
So what do you two? So what do you had something else you were gonna say, Val?
Oh, I'm walking in.
No, I just say I keep that up for as long as I can.
I will give you a good long time with that performance check, sir.
Yes.
I will follow Shugash into the warehouse and kind of close the door almost, but to where I can peek out.
Gotcha. So you guys go into the warehouse. You open the door. You head into the warehouse. It's a long, narrow building. It is packed floor to about ceiling with crates and different items. That you do see towards the southern part of the building that there is an area back there that is there's a wall between the two areas, and you can see to the left there is what looks to be an office. Because you can see there's like not a glass window that looks out into the rest of the warehouse. And on the right-hand side of the wall, there's just a unmarked room. There's a simple, an extra wide door, but it's the simple door there, and it looks like it takes up the rest of the warehouse on the back side there. And it's probably no more than a 20 by 20 room. You figure it's either supplies for the warehouse itself or maybe more precious cargo.
I'm gonna check around for anything moving. Like you hear noises rustling. I'm sure it's not quiet. Exactly. I heard it right there.
That's a dog who's going to die. Hang on a second.
You didn't mute.
That wasn't
Mute
muted.
yourself.
That wasn't muted at all.
That was not music?
bro.
That was loud
not
then.
muted.
I mean, you may have muted yourself on
Oh, I
Twitch,
muted
but
on
OA
Twitch.
OA got
Oh
that
my
full
god.
blast.
No, we heard
Sorry
that
about that.
loud and clear.
He wants in the office just because he can't get in the office.
Of course. How dare you do that to him in his own house?
In his own house.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Fox Rider heard it.
She might be listening on both channels though.
True,
Oh,
true.
true, yeah.
I didn't threaten him. I told him to get. Or is that threatening? I don't know.
What kind of roll do you want for that?
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
So I
don't
need you
think
to
he
make
heard
me an
you.
investigation roll.
Whereas Ray needs to make an intimidation check against the dog.
Adam.
Oh, he ran back through the house and now is in the I can hear him. I can hear him in the master
Critical
bedroom.
success.
That'll be an 11.
An 11. So you are looking. Yeah.
He doesn't remember what you were looking for.
No. I know what he's looking for.
I mean, is this a hatchling, like a 2-3 foot, or is this a full?
It was
Wormling,
called. It was called a wormling.
So yeah, it's probably a big crate.
Yeah. So you're looking around and you don't see anything out here, but as you're moving through the warehouse, looking around and inspecting all the different crates and boxes, number one, the first thing you notice is almost all the other boxes are normal looking containers. There's nothing reinforced looking about them. They're all like standard crate containers nailed together. But as you get back to the end of the room, you get back to where the office is and the back doors, and as you're standing and walking by that back wall, you just notice it. The hairs on your arms start standing up.
I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay. Well, as the closer you get to that back wall and that back door, the more you can feel this electrostatic charge in the air. And you basically feel this whole thing with the hair on your arm is standing up, and you feel that crispness in the air, and you get to the door itself, and you hear just a little bit of a snuffle from the other side of the door.
It's not in the crate.
Remember, I said the doors were big.
Oh, so it is like crate doors.
Yeah.
Is there any other visible through the crate itself? Like, can I see inside it?
Oh no, it's not crate doors. This is a set of double doors that close off another portion of the warehouse that you can't see into unless you open the doors. But from behind the doors, you heard a snuffling noise.
Grandpa, were you following me for that?
I had originally stayed at the door, making sure we weren't followed into the warehouse.
I will just walk around the corner and go.
I'm gonna move to Shuash.
All right. You feel the same thing I told you. I said that he felt. You feel that tension, that static electricity building as you get closer and closer to the back of the warehouse.
Feels like storms.
Yes.
Probably a dragon. I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door.
No, I'm telling him, do you want to open the door?
Oh, do you want to open the door?
You do it. No, you.
You open, I'll go through first.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna stack next to the door, ready to just
Oh my
step in.
god.
All right. You open the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door and you guys walk into the room. In this room has been completely cleared out. The first thing you notice is that the walls are covered in char marks that look like about a foot and a half wide burn pattern with char marks going out around it in different layers. But they're all over the walls and the ceiling. Like this has happened a bunch. You see directly in front of you that there is a very thick-walled wooden crate that's about 10 foot wide, which means it barely fit through these doors. And then it's about 10 feet high and 10 feet long. The crate has these little slits in it that are basically about 6 inches long. No, about a foot long by about 2 inches high. and there's some at the top and there's some at the bottom. There is burn marks on the outside and on the crate itself all over the place. The wood looks scorched all over, and you hear from inside the crate. You hear like a little bit of a bump and thump, and then you hear someone, a voice, just coming up from the crate, going, "What do you want?"
You're speaking common. One as noble as you should not do that. Then I'm going to use sending to actually just send. A dragon should never speak in common tongue. We're here to figure.
In the same in a voice that sounds just the same as the voice you heard in your mind, you hear the reply of, "A slave speaks common tongue, or he gets beaten."
Is there a latch?
Huh?
Is there a latch?
On the cage?
Yeah.
The cage is locked by a very heavy lock. It is halfway melted, like it's been hit with lightning multiple times.
You did mention that most of the wood is charred and damaged, correct?
Yes, but it's still like 10-inch thick wood.
Is there anywhere that he's gotten most of the way through?
It seems like he can't maintain his lightning for a long period of time. So you can see there's a couple places he's been repeatedly blasting over and over again. But because it looks like whatever he does, it's a very narrow, tight beam. So he can only basically drill holes through the wood. He's been trying to drill holes in one certain area. Like he's trying to weaken it enough, but it's obviously he's been trying for quite a while.
Does he look hurt? Is he injured?
You can't see him unless you go up and look through those little tiny slats.
I'm going to go look through the little tiny slats.
Okay.
The first thing is when you get close to the box, it stinks. You don't know how long he's been in there, but he's been locked in there with his own filth. And
does he look like he's wounded?
When you look in there, he has his number one. You see there's straps wrapped around his wings that are holding his wings closed. You cannot imagine that would be comfortable. You cannot imagine that would be comfortable to be in for like who knows how long he's been locked in there. But at the very minimum, just from the horrible smell in there, he's been in there for at least days. And
so I'm assuming he's got wounds from scratching and everything else.
Well, he's also got several wounds. He's got a very large collar around his neck that looks like it's made out of tons of plated and braided leather of some kind. And it has a single ring on it that's made of some kind of metal. He has a lot of superficial wounds to his back. Between the back between the wings, and you can tell that a lot of them are like stab wounds, and you can see along the walls there are multiple spears that are lined up, and they're just big enough to fit in through the 2-inch slats.
Break it. I'm actually going to use life transference on him.
You're gonna give him some of your health.
I'm giving whatever the hell it takes from me.
I don't remember how much it takes from you.
I roll.
It's a 4d8, and he takes all of
48,
its healing
to
double.
me, and then double that damage back in healing to the creature.
So who are you going to target it with?
The dragon.
The dragon.
Okay. Oh, I got you. It does damage to you and does double that in healing to the target.
Yeah.
All right.
And you said that the lock was mostly melted. I'm going to go over and I want to not only use my glaive, but pull out my spiritual glaive as well as a 2-part pry, and I'm forcing them in and pushing against the weakened metal to force it out.
Okay. So first off, Sugasha's roll for the healing. So
yeah, I take 19 necrotic damage, and he gets that back. He gets double that.
So he gets 38 points of healing.
Yeah.
All right. You feel the draining essence of the spell hit you, and it hits you pretty hard. And you target that pain and agony, and you metamorphize it into healing energy and send it out into the dragon. You hear the dragon suck in air. And then that same time, Grandpak, you go in. I need you to make me a strength check. And you have advantage because you're using the pry.
Copy.
So you go start pulling on it.
Not as much as I'd like.
Yeah, you start pulling on it, and the because he tried first to hit this thing with lightning and melted it so bad, it is literally fused into one piece of metal. You have no idea how they intended to get him out of that cage. Probably just gonna fucking pull the hinges off or something. But it's all fused together, and it's resisting your efforts, even with the magical pry bar. But if you want to, you can make another roll, or you can just make it take like 10 minutes for you to pop the lock off.
Will that other roll still be with advantage?
No, it won't. It'll be a straight roll.
I'm gonna look over at Shugosh. I need your strength, brother. This is not holding.
That will give you advantage.
And I'm actually going to use my weapon on that lock too once his hands move. Because I have a mace, so I can hit it to see if I can lose.
If you just work together in tandem with him prying and you hitting it, that'll give us do the same thing and give you advantage again.
Nice.
There we go.
I'll take it.
All right. So
Yeah,
on the second,
buddy.
with you and your brother working together, you pry and pry and pry, and the lock just breaks into two full separate pieces. The hinge arm swings away that was holding the lock in place, and you guys are sitting there for maybe half a second before the door is blown open and the dragon comes stomping out into the room. Even in the dark, its eyes are lit up, and it raises its head. It has
Grumbach bows.
It has that long, pointed
immediately-
snout
No.
with the hollowed out bone horn on it, and you can see lightning dancing all over the horn.
We both bow before it in reverence.
Do either one of you speak Draconic?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Every
Nice.
single one of my characters speak Draconic.
Fucking lootly.
Are you kidding? If I could have a dragon in real life, I would not need another thing in this world. Let's be fucking real about it, buddy.
Yeah.
In Draconic, it says, "I will not be beholden to anyone."
Nor should you. And I'm going to respond in kind.
It is the way of my kind. You have saved my life. I am either beholden to you or I kill you.
You are free and a creature of nobility to our tribe. You're not beholden to anything. This was not how you should have been kept. I can point you to who did it and brokers all of your stuff.
Will you allow me to free the rest of your bindings?
You can see that his jaw is clenching. Very well.
I will do so.
It's like I said, it's leather straps, so you can cut them all loose. When you cut them loose, and he tries to unfurl his wings, he tries to get them to open out, and he just can't. They are just so weakened and hurt from being forced into that position for so long. And they weren't just like set up in the normal way that he would have his wings set back against his body in. They were literally bound tight. And he says, I don't know if I can fly. I haven't had circulation in my wings in days. They may be dead.
I'm gonna make a deal. I'm following this. Voted.
What's up?
I'd like to actually try to mend his wings.
Mending only works on inanimate things. Something like this would take restoration.
I mean, from Jeremy Crawford, it's up to the DM.
I
At the post right there, can mending be used to fix broken and severed limbs on a corpse? And it says up to the DM.
a corpse
Of
that's
course.
dead. Dead makes it material, not a.
I mean, I didn't say it would be pain-free.
Yeah.
I assumed it would be extremely painful.
Don't you have restoration?
Probably. Actually, you're not.
If you're life cleric, you have lesser restoration as
I
a
am
domain
priest
spell.
cleric.
Huh?
Priest. Or peace line.
Oh, sorry, peace. Got it.
Also, Rome is apparently very quiet again.
Oh,
But
that might
don't-
be because I'm turning my head.
Don't you have your divine ability? You're walking.
Is that men?
I mean, it's a shit ton of healing.
Oh, I mean, the healing wasn't the problem. I was going to try to see if I could bend it. I don't assuming it's going to be that healing will fix it. It probably needs a specific stuff.
He kind of looks at you and he says, "Where am I?"
You're in
So it's
the
not-
atrocity of a city, of the capital.
It's the...
The atrocity.
he
Drop.
kind of looks at you all and he says, "How long are you going to be in this city?"
We just need to
Maybe.
find a friend.
Maybe days, if not. We don't know. We are just travelers,
How will you
There's-
leave the city?
forced to flee if needed.
I am asking you if you have a way of getting out of this city.
No, we can walk you through the gates. I don't think they would try to stop you.
I don't think it would be safe for me to walk anywhere. And I can smell water.
There's
Can you
there's
swim?
the ocean behind us.
I can
Are
swim.
you strong enough to swim?
I will be strong enough to swim out of here.
As I'm undoing the last lock,
Mm-hmm.
can I cast enhance ability on him to give him more constitution or strength?
You can. It's gonna last for, I do believe, last for 10 minutes.
It's still enough to help him get out.
Yeah, you can definitely. Yeah, you can cast it on him. Which one are you gonna give him? Strength or con? I mean, physically.
While they're talking.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to regret this.
What'd you do?
Motherfucker.
Okay, 11.
Okay, we're good.
You did
You
life
clear yourself.
transference, I guess, again.
Like, if I had rolled anything higher, I would have killed myself.
Oh
And
my
he
God.
basically, when you do the life transference again, he spins on you and he roars, "Stop it!
You need strength to leave.
I am already in your debt. I don't need a life debt on
Not
top of it."
debt.
It is not a debt. It is what any good, honorable orc would do in this situation.
And if you want it to be from our tribe, we're doing it for you to get strong so we can kill you at your best.
Oh my God. Wow, that's reassuring.
That is real shit.
Wow.
His head rears back and he kind of half snarls, and
my
you
God.
can see it's almost like a grin, and he says,
Oh.
"There's the truth of it."
Years from now, when you're grown and a dragon, we will meet.
Oh my God.
He kind of says, "When I'm grown, you'll be dead in ash."
I look forward to the challenge.
Oh my god.
How do I get out of here? Or do I have to knock the walls down?
It could be fun. There are doors, but the wall works just the same. Letting them out scream and run in direction. You'd enjoy it. It would be fun.
I will help.
He says, I just need to get to the water.
It's that way. And I point at the nearest wall that is in between him and water.
He basically starts galloping down between the crates, and you're basically pointing him to the south wall.
And I did give him strength.
Okay.
Okay.
And he goes running straight at the wall, and he slams into the wall the first time and kind of reels back off of it, and he just raises his head back, snaps his head forward. A lightning bolt lances out of his horn, hits the wall, and just sears through it in a moment and fires out across the dock. Val, as you're playing music from outside the windows, you see a lightning bolt fire out across the water, probably about all the way out almost to the end of the dock. And then all of a sudden, the south wall of the building facing the water blows out, and a blue dragon with wings that seem to be almost black comes bursting out of the wall, runs straight for the water, and without even hesitation dives in. And people in the bar are looking over there, and they're like,
Oh.
by the mother's grace, did you see that?
And
People start just
I gotta go.
running out the door.
Oh fuck.
Now, is there an entrance from the warehouse into the bar?
No.
I'm gonna go back through the warehouse and out the door we came in and back up the alley.
Okay. So you head out the warehouse. You go out the door you came in. As you're going out the door you came in, there's people running out by you, and they're running up to the edge of the dock, and they're all looking in the water. And you hear people like all over the place. They're saying things like, was that a dragon? I don't know. I've never seen a dragon before. He says, was it in the building? They were keeping a dragon right there? And the other guy's like, it was kind of small for a dragon. And then one of the other guys is like, you idiots. They had a wormling. They were probably going to sell it. That thing's worth a fortune.
I run out, kind of pretending to run with everyone.
Oh my god.
Do I see Sugash and Grandpa come out of the warehouse?
Yeah, you do.
I lock eyes with them, and I'm quickly like, let's go.
You guys run around the building and head for the alley?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys run around the building and head for the alley.
We're not even running, we're walking.
Yeah, I'm walking.
Yeah, no, they're just chilling.
Casually
yeah,
away
absolutely.
as this flood goes running past us.
Yeah.
So you
And
guys,
I stop and I match their chill speed, and just very we gotta go. Get the fuck out of here. We gotta go.
all right. So that
And Inari is keeping pace beside us. We gotta go. Let's go now.
Oh, we gotta go. None to see.
No, Anari's doing this thing where it scampers ahead of you like it's trying to run away, and it looks back over his shoulder with a quizzical look at face, comes walking back to you, and then runs ahead of you, and then looks over his shoulder, walks back to you, runs ahead of you.
Come on.
It's like, why am I smarter than you?
We get out of sight. We just I get you. We're almost as soon as they can't see us, we're gonna go.
Gotta get the fuck out of here.
And I think that's a good place to stop for the night.
Nice.
Basically, I think dragon blowing open a wall. I'm good.
All he did was he burned enough of the wall to weaken it so he could just bust right through it.
I mean, I offered a shoulder check into it myself.
Yes,
but
you did.
He was a little faster than
I
me.
was hoping he was going to be smaller.
Wormlings can be, to be classified as a wormling, they can be anywhere from 6 feet to about 15 feet long.
I would have been good with the 6-foot variant.
Yeah.
To me, that's a good dog.
Oh, true.
Good size for a 7-foot orc. That's a hunting animal.
Yeah.
I'd have made him my friend.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh.
With a dragon.
And instead, we've promised to meet it in the future for
In battle.
Combat.
For glorious
Yep.
combat.
Respectful, glorious combat.
absolutely.
With all due respect, I would like to try to whoop your ass.
Well, that's
Like,
literally
we
our
work
tribe.
for the respect and the hunt of large and violent creatures.
That is our tribe.
That is what we do.
Yep.
Like, to them, they are intelligent, violent, and absolutely beautiful creatures. They are a very high reverence to us. So yeah, I'm gonna save it so I can fight you later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this will do my ancestors proud to help save you and then kill you in glorious combat.
Wow, I
Glorious
cannot wait to see just how much Sugash and Grandpa are gonna hate everything about Utopia's home. Just all of it. Every
Oh.
There's gonna be some conflict.
every
It's-
single solitary thing is just gonna be
Yeah.
torture.
Well, I
There
mean,
may be
you
part of
live.
the episode where we shot put your guards over the wall.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for.
True.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I believe.
I wonder where they're at.
Duel.
Those big, ugly places on the mountain. Really have to go there?
Oh my god. That's gonna
I just
be...
I just have this image of like from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, whenever Jazz got thrown out of the house, it's just like a bunch of guards. Ah!
Guards at a time. So,
Oh my god.
And if all else fails, Val, we can just throw you over the wall.
That's literally...
I mean, I also can just open the door with the spell.
I
but
know,
Sure,
I was gonna
not
say.
what
No,
I do.
no,
I mean-
gotta yeet Val over the wall.
That was probably one of the most hilarious things I ever did to our cleric. I literally tried to throw him off an island into a boat, and Nat won it.
Oh,
and
God.
He sunk. And then Rome tried to swim down and grab him, and Nat won it and got his cape caught and was being drugged down with
cape.
him. No capes.
No
No
kids.
case. This is why we have no case.
No
All right.
case.
Well, thank
This is
you
why we have no
everyone for an amazing session, despite all the technical difficulties.
That was brilliant.
For everyone who joined us tonight and stuck through it with us, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a blast. I had a great time. Thank you to all my players. Thank you to the two gentlemen from OA who were amazing in their own right. OA is a Facebook-based gaming stream. They do a game called... oh my god, it literally was this on my tongue when I was going to say it.
West Haven.
West Haven on Sunday nights, which is a D&D 5e campaign in their own homebrew as well. And they...
Have mist in it, so you don't remember it.
You
It
missed
should have been Mist Haven, and then you would remember it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because everything has to be missed with me. And thank you guys so much for coming in tonight. Thank you very much to Rob for joining us. Rob has finally gotten a social media presence, and he is going to be on TikTok. And Rob, you better follow us on TikTok. Thank you so much, Rob, for joining us. And Rob will also be part of the cast of the Lab Experiments in Gaming, which will be coming on this Friday. You guys still doing the early sessions, right?
Yeah. I can't remember what time.
I think
Exactly,
you
it
said
is
7
always-
p.m. Eastern. No,
Yeah. No, wait. No, it's
6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's 5 o'clock our time. So yeah, they start playing at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are playing Fall of Magic, which is an amazing DM-less RP system. It's an indie made by Heart of the Unicorn Game Studios, and it is all story-based, and it's incredible. And they're playing it with Ross Kalman, the man who designed the game. So
That's
it is.
awesome.
It has been amazing. It's been wonderful. If you can, check it out. And thank you very much to the amazing Sphinx for not only joining the game, but frickin' giving us musical accompaniment.
Literally.
So, and if you think Sphinx was a bard tonight, you should check out his TikTok. He does all kinds of stuff.
Twik-tok.
His TikTok. I am stumbling over the words. But check out his TikTok. It's amazing. All of his links are in his link tree down below. So please give him a follow if you can. And finally, thank you, Milagros, for being the main source of my aggressions this evening. And If you can't tell, I chose to delve deep into Utopia's story tonight. And we are going to continue that next game session, which will be next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please follow us if you can here so you can know when we go live next. Go to our Discord so you can know what we're going to be planning next. We are ramping up to launch a new campaign, which is going to be on Thursday nights. And we're going to be playing a game called City of Mists. Hence, everything has to be about mists. And it is a modern fantasy RPG. And the basis for it is the characters are all living embodiments of gods or legends.
I gotta can't wait for that shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Bro, when's the session 0? I'm so ready.
Well, we're doing this Thursday is just our get together, which we're going to do privately, and the next Thursday is going to be our session 0, and then the Thursday after that we will launch. So it's going to be in 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
And it's going to be 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time start time, and it is going to be hopefully it's going to be spectacular. Hopefully I'll keep up my good work.
It will be spectacular because I'll be there. Like whatever Ray does, like I'm gonna be there.
Milagros is going to be in that cast as well.
I'm so sad I don't get to see Ray play a story-based role-playing game. It's like, oh, this is my shit.
The other side of it from us at OA, Ray with Dinner at a Game, always in our chats, created this crazy fucking world for us to be a part of, and we are thankful to you for giving us this world to ruin your plans and drive you nuts in.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely It's absolutely impossible to ruin my plans. That entire scenario we just did was absolutely unscripted. I went completely off script because I got completely thrown by the entire night tonight, and I threw what I planned out the window, and only thing I used was the map.
Nice.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
I'm here for it.
It is absolutely impossible to throw me.
And that's why Milagros takes notes.
This is like his verbatim fucking notes.
If you don't think that I go into Milagros' notes and read them and go, I fucking did that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we call you on it. You're like, I didn't say that. Like, motherfucker, it's in the notes.
It's in
The notes. Check them.
It's in the notes.
Damn it, Milagros. But sorry, RJ, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh no, we're actually out there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Before he started, I typed it all out in chat.
So thank you all very much for coming tonight. Thank everyone who's attended. If you want to support us, subscribe here if you can. Remember, you have a free one with Prime. If you want to wear our gear, if you want to rep us, go to our webpage. It's www.dinnergame.net. We have a store there where we sell shirts, hats, everything else. And you can also join our Patreon where you'll get special rewards on the Patreon, including shirts, hats, and everything else, as well as getting special titles in Discord and access to Discord Patreon member-only rooms in the Discord. And also, I almost forgot, I don't know how we're going to do it here, but we used to give access to the pregame calls and the postgame call for our Patreon members, but I don't know how we're going to do it on VC. So I have to think about that.
For pregame and postgame, you could just swap from Discord, and then all we have to do is leave Discord, open up VC, do our call, and then swap back into Discord.
That's perfect.
You can still control the environment with the mod and everything else.
Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. And
we have our moments.
Yes, you do. And if you join our Patreon, I think it's at the $5 tier, we are going to start doing a monthly drawing. And when the drawing is going to happen 1 month, and then the winners from that month, the next month, are going to have a private game run for them. So it is going to be, we're going to draw 5 names, or 6 names. We'll draw 6 names from the hat, and one of us, probably me, but one of us will run a game of your choice as a one-shot for you. So if you guys want to join our Discord, our Patreon, that helps us out. And if you want to stay on top of the most recent things that we're a part of, go to our Discord, join our Discord, and help us out there. And make sure that you all stay involved with our Discord, because it's really the first place we put any news out anyway. Dun, dun, dun! Anyway, that is all for the evening. Thank everyone so much. Let me see if we can. Let me see if this is going to actually work. All right. So.
Yeah, I noticed that we lost Val, RJ. I said in chat that he looks very unimpressed.
Very impressed.
Welcome back.
Oh my god.
Oh,
okay, I'm back. That was weird.
We're gonna raid a friend of mine. Her name is Dylan. She goes as Super Dylan on Twitch. She is playing Spiritfarer. I think it's an RPG video game, and she is an amazing creator. She wrote the Neverland source book for 5e. She literally created a Neverland source book for 5e.
That's awesome.
And so we're going to go raid her and tell her the Dinner Game sent you. Give her a follow. I guarantee you will not regret it. Her content is great and she's fucking hilarious. And so tell her we said hi and give her a follow because that's what we can do to help small creators, help them grow their audiences, and help them grow everything else out. In the meantime, thank you all so much. We love you and we will talk to you next week.
See you guys.
Stalling because I need to hit the raid button to make us go over to the other stream. And this is me stalling because I can't sing. Bye.
I mean, you could have always just done the Barbie from Toy Story. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Can I stop smiling yet? Bye-bye.